12 people only. Is it okay?
We'll start off, Gopal.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I think people will join, no?
Yeah.
Yes, they will be joining.
So, welcome to everybody to the third executive committee meeting. We'll start off the meeting with silent prayers. Okay, right. So next item in the agenda is presidential remarks. So we have been having quite a great time, in the executive committee. Gopal, the chairman, the secretary, and the scientific committee chairman have been extremely busy and very active. And Dr. Biju, our treasurer, has been working in a very disciplined and methodical manner behind the scenes, ensuring that our budgeting and all our financial requirements are properly archived and properly processed. And we also have brought out the first issue of the Kerala Journal of Ophthalmology, and the newsletter has come up. And website, initially we had certain issues. I think we are about to sort out most of the issues that were pertaining to the website, which is being managed by a different vendor. For your information, you might have noticed in the social media that on demand has become very active, and people, all the contents of 2021 meeting have been uploaded in the on demand site, and it was inaugurated by the president of AIOS, Srini, Gopal, and Rajiv played a very, very important role in making that happen. And now Srini also plans to send weekly or bi-weekly emails with chosen contents, with well-curated contents to the KSOS membership. And we also had a very exhaustive meeting for the SOP, and then that is still incomplete. So during the course of this meeting, we'll be talking more about the gist of the meeting that happened yesterday. So I think with these presidential remarks, I would ask Gopal to take over and ratification of previous minutes of meetings. Gopal.
Thank you very much, sir. I had circulated the minutes and there were some changes in that minutes. One of the prominent changes was that the sharing of the the income which was generated by the 2020 KSOS conference, 75% would go to Kerala Society of Ophthalmic Surgeons, and the rest of the 25% would be divided between three of the organizing clubs. The Cochin Ophthalmic Club, which gets about 55% of the remaining 25%, and then IMOC 35%, and Kottayam Ophthalmic Society 10%. There was a mistake in that, and instead of KOS, KSOS was inserted. That was a mistake actually. So I've corrected that. Then there was a error in some names, Jay Prasad sir's names and Rachel Jose ma'am's names. Those are corrected. Let me just talk about some of the salient parts of it. So after presidential remarks, we had ratification of the first ECM and the special ECM. Treasurer's report, we had 3 pharmaceutical companies, Lupin, Zydus, and Java, who were yet to complete the funding of the accounts of Drishti 2021, and after that it would be released. And I talked about the 2020 sharing of the SIM. And editor Dr. Smita told that no first edition has been published, and the second edition, August issue, contents are ready. A website editor said that there were 48 members in the profile yet to update, whom Rohan will contact through phone. We were integrating the scientific committee and other activities into the website that was in progress. And Dr. Natasha in LDP Kerala chapter talked about how the committee has finalized the trainers from Parivartan Training Academy, and they were planning 15 LDP candidates, and Leaf Munnar was identified, and they had put in a budget of about 1.67 lakhs. tentatively they were talking about people below 50, but Dr. Jayaprasad sir suggested to involve people above 50 years as well. And scientific committee chairman's report was that there was some problem about the video which got flagged due to certain terminology for which explanation has been provided to Google, and that is happening. And number of scientific programs are now updated into KSOS YouTube channel, and the subscription has reached about 1,000. Then Srini had given a report of the concluded CME series along with the number of views and what is in future pipeline. And Joint Secretary Dr. Mallika conveyed that they have included Zoom link for the Elizabeth Madam's interview. And the AOS Managing Committee meeting, Dr. Thomas presented the report and submitted the activities during COVID times, submitted our activities, KSOS activities, which was very well appreciated by the AOS. And certain issues pertaining to driving license, etc., were basically discussed in the AOS general, in the MC. And the Drishti 2021 venue inspection was being scheduled, and it is over now. And we were planning for a membership drive. So KSOS as well as AOS Society together and FBS AOS, we were giving a discount of 1,000 rupees. That is a plan. So we have gone forward with that. Family meet, we had tentatively kept in August in Puvar. The dates dates had not been finalized then, but now it is finalized. We'll come to that. KSOS manual, Dr. Gopal conveyed that Dr. R.R. Verma sir will be heading the committee, and committee will include Dr. Shashi sir, Arup sir, Rajiv sir, Biju, Gopal, Srini, Mahesh, along with representatives. And low vision centers, Dr. Shashi sir presented the performance of each center, and 154 patients were treated, and that was the second executive committee minutes. Can this be ratified and passed?
Yes, I second it.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I'll make the changes, whatever I had read out, and I will put it again in the executive committee today.
So the next item is matters arising out of the minutes of the previous meeting. Anybody would like to bring out any points here?
Now, regarding the MOU for the VECs, where have we reached?
Yeah. The MOU is in the final stages. The legal assistant had prepared an MOU. It was corrected by almost all the people who were involved in it, and the corrections have been incorporated. We require one more decision in that. There is one clause which had said that if these three member organizations were not performing as per what KSOS had planned, then there would be a KSOS reserves all idea to remove that particular organization from it and recover the money which has been given to them. So in that, we need to define what are the what is the level of activity which should be considered non-optimal.
That is very subjective, no, Gopal.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to say 1, 2, 3, and we have a subcommittee for VECs, no? If that committee feels that an organization has not, performed at all, which are very bad, then I think they can present it to the executive, and the executive can take a decision.
See, one option, I fully agree with Sai that this is going to be very subjective. You cannot compare three different institutes. But, if we ask the institute as to what their plans are, their goals, all right, and at the time of accepting their candidature, which has already been done, and they just monitor how far they have reached the goal. The goal for hospital A, B, C may not be the same. It will be highly customized, and we just have to, the watchdog body only has to ensure that each hospital, each center fulfills the promises that he or she has made. Is it acceptable? So I think, Shashi will, as chairman of that particular, committee, if you can ask this guy, these members to put down their goals, what do they want to achieve at the end of a definite period of time, and then keep getting the report.
This is the
And then take a
MOU. This is the MOU in whole. So this initially involves the partner hospital and MOU between Kerala Society of Ophthalmic Surgeons and partner hospital. And this is a project and purpose. This is a binding to that, and changes in the memorandum can be made later. There are some roles, general obligations as well as roles. And here was what I asked. There was a roles which are quite well defined, and KSOS will provide 60,000 rupees capital expenses to set up vision enhancement center, etc. And detailed report will be sent by the partner organization to KSOS. In the event the above is not complied with, KSOS reserves the right to annul the agreement and initiate proceedings for recovery of the financial assistance. So Arup sir had asked, how will we, what is complied with? So that is the question that I asked. And as all of you are telling, it is a little difficult to, I think the members in this committee should decide about that.
Subcommittee can decide.
Gopal, do we have a start and end date to this MOU? Or is just a start date?
Start date
It's an ongoing project, so you cannot
That
have
is,
a.
I know. No. Anganal, when you have an MOU,
MOU's start date has to be in the date when we are signing the MOU.
okay. And is there is it that we renew the MOU every 2 years or something like that? Is there a provision like that? If that is so, then at the end of 2 years, you can decide to, if one organization is performing very badly, you can decide to change it and have an MOU with another organization rather than halfway through, send out
Yes,
one
yes, yes.
organization.
No. See, what about?
I agree with Sai. Sai sounds logical there because that will be an honorable exit.
Yes, yes.
If
I also
needed,
agree
that's an
with that.
honorable exit.
No. What about the cost that KSOS has incurred by way of training and capital grant?
They say that they have utilized it for something, or they are willing to, whatever material we give, they are willing to give it back or something. How can we recover the cost? I mean, they are all KSOS members, no?
No. See, what I feel is that we can have a time period, maybe within 3 years or something like that, or 5 years.
No, I agree with Shashi that there has to be some, checks and balances.
So we will have something like we will revise the MOUs every couple of years, 2 years, because 2 years is a period when a secretary, the whole committee is there for 2 years. So at the end of 2 years, let us revisit it and decide on that. Is it okay?
Yeah, but we need to lay down, what exactly. Still, our issue is not sorted out. So we need to ask each organization, each hospital to specify what they want to achieve.
I think we'll
yardstick is not the same. It is not the same yardstick. It's different for different organizations. At the end of 2 years, before that, 1 or 2 months before that, it is reviewed. And if it is found to be absolutely smooth, there's no harm in continuing if the organization is, interested in continuing the MOU. But there has to be some yardstick, some measurements, which need not be the same for all organizations. We don't have to fix a target that, okay, 500 for every hospital. No. Say hospital A, B, C, somebody can fix a 500, somebody can fix a maybe 100, somebody can fix up 200. And I'm just giving arbitrary numbers. There's no meaning to these numbers. But that is just to make it a little more objective.
I think we'll have a discussion at the with the partners by the committee, and then we'll present it
Yes,
in
Yeah.
next meeting.
That's
Because, better not to waste time here.
Yeah, exactly. Any other matter arising out of the minutes?
What about that leadership training program? JP had asked for inclusion of people who are more than 50 years of age? What is the decision? That is
The
not
decision
mentioned.
is yes, it is accepted.
Okay.
Natasha will be doing it in September. She will revert to the executive committee after the All India meeting is over. She is busy in the background activities, and she will come back and she'll share her plans with us after the All India conference. Maybe that we didn't have an executive committee meeting for that. It can be just put up in the group.
Okay. So I think that has to be minuted then.
Yes.
Okay, so I will add that more than 50. If there is somebody who is desirable, we will.
Who is interested? Who is interested? Very keen on
very
participating.
Keen on joining. We will make.
Then they can.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything else? If there are no other matters arising, then we'll move on to the next section of the agenda, the report from the Treasurer, Scientific Committee, Editor KSOS, and the website, and the Joint Treasurer.
Who first? Me?
Treasurer.
Treasurer.
It is written as the Treasurer. So, I mean, it doesn't matter really. Biju can start.
Okay, Treasurer. Yeah, okay. So good evening all. I had presented a detailed report on 22nd April, which is 1 month back. So in the ensuing 1 month, there's nothing much to report. But as said in the previous report, the 15 lakhs in the ICICI account has been transferred to the South Indian Bank and made into 3 flexi FD deposits of 5 lakhs each. And the bank balance as on date are as follows. The Karnataka main bank 6,68,376. The Karnataka Bank sub account 2,17,822. South Indian Bank 3,13,866. And the ICICI Bank 11,76,285. And regarding that 2021 receivable spending from the 3 companies, Sidus, Lupin, and Java, I think Lupin and Java, it seems very difficult now. Java has finally said that they might not be able to give it because of so many constraints. Lupin is still just dragging on the issue. Sidus is telling that the check is ready, so in 2 weeks' time they will process it. But so maybe we will get from the Sidus, but the other 2, I think we'll have to make a decision that it's better to forego that.
What are the amounts involved here?
Yeah, I mean, that is the Lupin, it is 35,000. The other one is also 35,000. So I mean, it has been dragging for quite some time. Anyway, Java has finally said that they won't give. Yeah.
Biju, വിനോദിന്റെ അടുത്ത KSOS-ന് ഈ എമൗണ്ടും കൂടെ കൂട്ടി മേടിക്കാൻ പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി. എന്തെങ്കിലും അങ്ങനെ വല്ലതും പറഞ്ഞ് അവസാനിപ്പിക്കുക. ഇതങ്ങ് റൈറ്റ് ഓഫ് ചെയ്യാം.
അതോ ഈ അടുത്ത KSOS ഇവരെ പങ്കെടുപ്പിക്കാതിരിക്കണം എന്നുള്ളതോ?
അവർ തരുമെങ്കിൽ പങ്കെടുപ്പിക്കാം. മറ്റേ ഡീഫോൾട്ട്, അതായത് ഈ 35 കൂടെ കൂട്ടിയിട്ട് തരുമെങ്കിൽ
തീർത്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാലേ അവർക്ക് പങ്കെടുക്കാൻ പറ്റുമെന്ന് പറയാം.
എക്സാക്ട്ലി. അപ്പൊ വിനോദ് ഈസ് ഹിയർ, നോ? വിനോദ് ക്യാൻ നോട്ട് ദാറ്റ്. ജാവ, ലൂപ്പിൻ രണ്ടുപേര് KSOS-ന് പങ്കെടുക്കണമെങ്കിൽ ഇതിന്റെ 35,000 കൂടെ തീർത്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അവർ പങ്കെടുക്കണം.
Lupin, they come regularly, no? I don't know why. I don't know why. 35,000 is such a small amount for a company.
The thing is that, I mean, they just keep on dragging. Lupin has never said that they won't give. Each time they will say, I mean, it is ready, it is the process, they want something.
ഇത് നമ്മുടെ ഇത് കഴിഞ്ഞ കൊല്ലത്തെ KSOS-ന്റെ വെബിനാറിന്റെ അല്ലേ? ഇതിന്റെ അല്ലേ? ദൃഷ്ടിയുടെ അത് തന്നെ. ഓക്കെ, ഞാൻ അയാള് വരും. ഇപ്പൊ അങ്ങേരുടെ ഒലക്കയുടെ മറ്റേ സാധനം കൊണ്ട് വരുമല്ലോ, മറ്റേ കുത്തുന്ന സാധനം, അതുകൊണ്ട് ഇങ്ങോട്ട് വരട്ടെ. നമുക്ക് അടുത്തത് നോക്കാം. വിനോദ് നോട്ട് ചെയ്തോ രണ്ടുപേരുടെ പേര്?
Or maybe we can write a letter, KSOS can write a formal letter to the national head of these companies and see if it produces.
Yes, that will also help.
Yeah. Gopal, please note it down now. We'll write a letter.
Yeah, we will write a letter, sir.
Yeah, then of course the internal audit is now probably fixed for the 29th of May, so that is going to happen. Then yeah, that is all. There is only one issue which it is regarding that that CME fees that we collect from all the clubs. I think we haven't sort of discounted the fact of the GST in that. So I think from now onwards, it should be 3,000 plus GST, because till now the GST has been calculated from that. So which means that we are not actually getting the full 3,000. So the GST is being deducted from that. So I think it would be better to say that it is 3,000 plus GST.
Yeah, I agree, Biju. I think that's a good point. Yeah.
എക്സാക്ട് എമൗണ്ട് എത്രയാന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ മതി ബിജു. 3,000 പ്ലസ് GST എത്ര വരും എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി. അതനുസരിച്ച് അവർ ചെക്ക് എഴുതുന്നു.
എത്ര പെർസെന്റേജ് ബിജു GST?
18%. 18. അപ്പൊ ഗോപാൽ അതൊന്ന് ഇത് ഇമെയിൽ ഉണ്ടല്ലോ നമ്മൾ ഇതിന്റെ അകത്ത് ആ ഫ്ലയറിന്റെ അകത്ത് അതൊന്ന് മോഡിഫൈ ചെയ്യണം. 3,000 plus GST.
3,500 and
എത്ര അത് കാൽക്കുലേറ്റ് ചെയ്യാം. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
3540.
Correct, 354.
അപ്പൊ ആ എമൗണ്ട് തരണം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മതി ഇനി തൊട്ടുള്ളത്. Okay.
Thank you, Gopal. Thank you, Biju. And then we move on to the scientific committee, Srini.
Sir, before that, may I ask Biju regarding that amount that we have to spend for that 12A, the pending amount to maintain our 12A status. So how much is it coming to, Biju? 35 lakhs?
It's a rough calculation that he is telling me that for till now it is 30, and to that he says that this year's income also has to be added. So approximately he is calculating 50. But I think when this year's Drishti expenses come, I'm not very sure that it will really be 50. Probably we can calculate 35.
35.
Like 30, 35.
So shouldn't we, the executive committee, have a plan? Because this is a very critical issue. See, what do we do with this 35 lakhs, which has to be spent over the next 5 years? So it's to be spent now, or you put it under different heads so that you can say, okay, this is earmarked for this. So shouldn't we be having a plan for that? Because that has to be spent. That has to be spent. See, probably this has never happened before, is because roughly about 1.2, 1.3 crore collection, about 65% goes as expenses for building the stalls and everything. And some of the amount, quite a bit of amount goes for the journal also. So very minimal amount was remaining to be spent by us. But during the past 2 years, it was just collection. Though the collection was much less, the expense was minimal because it was online. So this problem is not going to recur. It is this amount that we have to have a plan to use. So I think we should have a clear-cut plan as to where to go for it. Maybe we can think about it. Biju can come out with a solution for that. So may I go ahead with my?
Yeah, go ahead, Srini, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Rup sir. Good evening, everyone. The scientific committee has been quite active in the scientific activities, and we have been conducting the CME series, and the 7th was done by Kottayam Ophthalmic Society. Drumil and team did a wonderful job. Quite a popular one. The views have crossed 1.3K and all. So that's it. The next one will be by Cochin, and Dr. Thomas Arun is taking keen interest in it, and the program is almost ready. The second one is regarding the social media work that we are doing. I mean, it's really gathered pace, and the Bobbit and team are doing a wonderful job. So we are doing an interview with one senior ophthalmologist once in 2 weeks, and the last one was with Dr. Charles Scaria, and the one before that was with Dr. B.V. But And all these are extremely popular. Dr. B.V. Bhatt's YouTube views have crossed 16K. And Tony says the first interview in the Facebook has views have crossed about 60,000. And we even promoted the interview with Dr. Elizabeth Madam, which is there in our Facebook page, and that view has crossed 80,000 views. So, and so one pending work that was remaining last time, which Arup sir asked me to complete, was basically this was done to make small clips, all these live interviews, and these small clips are being so that is being done, and that also is being promoted, and the first two ones have the views have crossed 30,000-40,000 views. So social media activities, it's going quite well. And Arup sir, I mean, it's was his vision to have that KSOS on demand, and it's come out really well. And as sir said, we would be sending it to members, the selected good presentations. But I've see now our email subscribers, KSOS email subscribers, it's we are just limiting to KSOS members. So
Srini, there's a point, this will be discussed in a separate point in the agenda. Gopal has kept actually the constant contact.
Yeah, constant contact we have kept.
Yeah. So we'll take it up then.
You're doing it. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
No, you can talk about it that time.
Okay. I'll talk about it then. And regarding Drishti 2022, so we have received submissions of 52 ICs. So we scientific committee will go through all, some repetitions are there, and we will finalize the ICs. And so what I propose to have is to have 6 halls. 6 halls for Drishti 2022. The 6th hall will be exclusively for free papers. And also on the 3rd day, we will have sessions for optometrists in one hall and paramedics in another hall. See, one of these top 5 halls. And the optometry meeting that we'll have to take a decision. It can last till evening. So that is what I'm proposing, and so that this is something that we have discussed in many of the general body meetings, that we should have a program for this. And during Thrissur Drishti, we had it, but it was on the previous week, and I think in Jubilee Hospital it was done. But we'll have it along with Drishti. So on Sunday, on the last day, 2 halls will be allotted for this. So when we take these, and if you have these 5 halls, other than the free paper halls, we'll have about 77 hours for instruction courses alone, in addition to the other ones. So that's what I'm proposing. We'll have 6 halls, because the venue that we have at Kozhikode is a huge one. So it's about 35, 40, 50,000 square feet. Whichever use the whole area or not, we'll have to pay for the air conditioning for the whole area, and we can easily make any number of halls in that. So we will make use of it now. And see, the 6th hall, we have the presidents of having that in the board by Dr. Rajiv Sukumaran and Mahesh and Kollam. So we already have the presidents of a 6th hall. So here,
Srini, I think everybody has agreed. There will be 6 halls.
Yeah.
Or so there's not an issue.
One more thing.
Yeah.
I'm coming to the next one. So we had a discussion on having judges online and all. but Arup sir and other seniors, I mean, quite rightly so, are insistent that the free papers should be physical. Then only it will have that charm. So the issue with having free papers on site is a difficulty to get judges. So I request KSOS to give me permission, because I mean, rough calculation would be about 150 plus 150 to 160 free paper submissions, everything taken together, I mean, based on what happened in the previous year. So roughly about 8 free papers in an hour. So divided as 160 by 80 would be about 20 hours. So 3 judges. So that is 60 judging hours. So I mean, it's not fair to ask a judge to sit for more than 6 hours. So we need 10 judges. So a few can be our people from Kerala only, who don't have any vested interest in any of the in a right way, in any of the
any conflict of interest.
Yeah, conflict of interest. Oh, sorry. Okay. So I need to have at least 6 to 8 judges who I'm going to call just for judging. See, we would say that person from outside didn't judge properly, he ran off in between. See, that happens when, as Arup sir says, when it is not really planned. See, somebody who comes for some other purpose, you tell him to judge a session. See, they might not be totally into it. So we will be calling people, telling them directly that you will be involved in other sessions and all, but 6 hours of judging is what we are inviting you to come to attend Drishti. So I need permission from the executive committee to take care of the accommodation of the faculty that I'm calling as judges. So that is one. For this, probably the amount that is already given to for the activities of scientific committee chairman is 50,000 per year. It can be increased. See, I might be able to manage the accommodation through my own contacts, but I don't think that should be the way it should be done, because I mean, it has to continue after me also. So I propose that probably the amount allotted to the scientific committee chairman may be increased by probably, see, if you take the accommodation costs, the minimum. See, here it is not very high, about 3,500 in Tripenta, the per day accommodation. So calculated into 3 days, it's, I mean, let's take a maximum of 15,000 per accommodation. Into 8 will be about 1,20,000. So maybe that amount maybe, and it need not actually come from the Drishti account. So the amount that is 35 lakhs that we have to spend over 5 years, this can be set aside as a fund that is being used to for educational purposes. So that head can be made, and so into 5 it comes to about 6 lakhs. That is one suggestion. So this is regarding Drishti 2022. My suggestions. Thank you.
Anybody has any comments? Sai, Thomas, Shashi, Marine, Mahesh.
I think all these have to be, as Rini rightly said, all these have to be continued. And I hope all the future venues also have, these sort of arrangements. And so we should, once we make it 6, we cannot go back to 5 or 4. So I think, so anyway, one more conference Rini has to do after Calicut, which I think will be Thrissur.
Yeah.
So beyond that also, we should be able to continue this momentum, this many halls and all these provisions to have judges and things like that. As you said, money shouldn't be a problem because we have to, spend a certain amount of money for the to maintain our 12-way registration. But the facilities in every conference venue will have to support this many halls. It's a good suggestion. I'm not saying against it, but that also we have to ensure when we allot conferences to various cities.
Dedicated judges is a good suggestion. And why don't we spend it from the Drishti account itself? Because anyway, we are collecting money for them. This is purely for Drishti. The scientific committee chairman has got the responsibility of bringing out a book. That is also there. So I think this can be met from the Drishti account from here onwards.
I think, I agree with Shashi, because see, if this has to be integrated with the academic calendar of academic program of Drishti, so the funding also should come from Drishti so that it can be perpetuated year after year till some executive committee decides that no, let us not do it, which is very unlikely to happen. So
I think it's all the same, sir. Because if you spend from Drishti, the Drishti profit will come down. If you don't spend from Drishti, this will come back again to KSOS, and from that we'll be forced to spend this 80%.
No, say, Sai, what happens after this 30 to 35 lakhs is exhausted? All right, so then...
No, but every year we keep collecting money from Drishti, no? Every year we'll keep on adding.
If you make it part of these expenses...
that's fair enough. I'm not arguing. I'm just saying that financially, although it comes from 2 different heads, the ultimate end result as far as KSOS is concerned will be the same.
Yeah. So thank you, Srini, for incorporating this. One word of caution here is, there will be a lot of people who will be interested in visiting Kerala. So you have to be very, very wise in selecting a proper judge just based on merit and their potential contributions to the academic success of KSOS Drishti program. Srini is here?
Sir, can I add something to this?
Please.
If we take it out of Drishti, it is coming off the profits, which is to be split between KSOS and the whatever clubs that are there. So the amount we spend is not the same as us spending out of 12A, which has actually become a necessity. So I think the actuals of whatever is incurred by scientific committee can come off the KSOS accounts, and if it can be set off against the 12A, that helps us in the accounting.
That will happen only in this year. What will happen after 5 years?
Every year we are adding to the amount that we need to spend. Every year, unless Drishti goes into a loss. At some point, if Drishti goes into a loss, we don't have at that year. Otherwise, every year we are adding.
This is splitting here. See, we have actually agreed that KSOS in some way or the other will support this program, whether the money comes from Drishti fund or whether it comes from the accumulated wealth, from KSOS. So that I think later on we could look into it. We need not spend that time talking
Arup
about
sir,
it.
can I?
Yes,
Arup sir?
yes.
Yeah, actually, in the general body, it was minuted that each year scientific committee chairman will get 50,000. So in the next general body, we can increase it to 2 lakhs probably. So that will be a consistent thing, because it has to be spent for scientific activities of KSOS.
Yeah.
But this year, definitely Srini can see. Nobody is going to tell Srini don't use money more than 50,000. So this year, definitely he can adjust with the LOC and have few rooms like Gopal did in Trichur. He had a lot of people coming from outside whom he had to give rooms. No, so like that.
No. It should not be an adjustment. see, it should not be an adjustment for this. Adjustments might be required for some other reasons or some other these things. This has, as executive committee has sanctioned, let it stay sanctioned. When it's clearly sanctioned, either from the money that we have, 35 lakhs that has to be spent, or from the Drishti account.
Yeah, that is actually, I fully agree that for sanctioning, general body decision is mandatory. But this time you can use, but that is not a problem, because nobody is going to tell that you don't use. You give rooms, and you give rooms for 6 or 7 people, and it is okay. But general body has to minute that and increase it to 2 lakhs or something from next year. So we have to recommend it to this. Gopal has to note this point. Executive has recommended using of, increasing the scientific committee beta to 2 lakhs from the GB can pass it this year. So, but this year you can do, Srini. Nobody is going to tell that.
Yeah, I think Marshall, it's a very good suggestion. Keeping the GB. I mean, ultimately, the GB is the supreme body. So this year, Srini, you manage with LOC adjustment, and next year it will be direct funding by
Exactly. Next year, this year, LOC can Vinod can help you in getting 6 or 7 rooms, and we can waive the registration. These 2 things we can definitely do, Srini.
Yeah.
Next year we will have officially from KSOS. Because 50,000 is very less.
Yes,
madam. Yeah.
But officially from the KSOS account is what Mahesh is telling, isn't it?
Yes, that is from
next year onwards.
A GB. This thing. This year LOC can give
them directly increase the funding to scientific committee from 50,000 to 2 lakh. And that 2 lakh should be accounted as spending for academic activities for your 12-wave purpose. That is what Mahesh is suggesting.
Yeah, so in that case, there is no confusion regarding the source. It is from the KSOS account and not Drishti account.
Exactly.
Yeah. And also one more thing that I think Srini was suggesting, that it is under educational head. The head will be transport and accommodation only, not education.
Okay, fine.
Oh, okay. So this year, Srini, you are permitted to do whatever.
That is, it is expenditure for judges for academic purpose. No.
No. When you
have the bills for the accommodation, you are giving them the hotel bills and all. So
that is it. But that hotel bill is for a person who has come for an academic purpose. No?
That they won't accept. They will just put it in the transport and accommodation box.
Can I add something here? Is it that we are only providing accommodation or even travel? Because how many people?
No travel.
Travel is difficult. The issue is somebody might come in first class or business class. So travel. See, whoever is ready to come. I've already talked to Arvind Moria from AIMS Hyderabad. I've told him, okay, this is it. Please come. So if people are agreeing, and some other people who have contacted me, they've been electioneer, right? So I've clearly told them we'll be if you come as guest faculty, only the registration is free. So is it? Yeah, fine. That's it. So these are for judges. So
and for judges, only accommodation.
Only accommodation.
And registration free.
Complimentary registration.
Complimentary
I think that has to be very clearly said. Otherwise, there will be.
I'll be personally speaking to each and every one of them.
No problem, Srini. You carry on with the.
But in the future scientific committee, people may not have the same clout that you have. So then they may be pushed.
This is KSOS funding, Marine. It is not individual funding. That's what Srini said. This is a decision taken on behalf of KSOS.
Exactly. So
not for 1 year or for 2 years. It is, it has to run down. It has to be, passed on over the years.
Yes. So it should be clearly.
So this is clear. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. There's no ambiguity.
The matters raising from executive referred to GB. This can be noted, Gopal. Very important.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. KGO website editor. KGO editor.
Srini is over, or any other matter pending?
No, sir. Over, sir.
So we decided that we will have 6 halls, and we will have money from
6 halls is scientific committee chairman's decision anytime, because they say only minimum 4. That's all, no?
Yeah.
So that is full freedom to Srini.
Okay, thank you. Thank
In
you.
fact,
So
in
that
fact,
means
optometry and paramedical will take one hall for 1.5 days.
Yes.
More than 1 day. So it is not going to make
day.
a big difference. He is doing an extra program. So full freedom for free.
no, so that means unlike what Dr. Sai was mentioning, so next year or the year after that, we need not have 6 falls all the time, right?
No, only 4 is minimum. That
mandatory is 4. So
4
this
is
time we are
mandatory. 4 is mandatory, but then you have 6 this time, and no scientific committee will say that no, I'll have only 4 this time. So normally the convention says that once it was shifted to 5, then now we are having 5.
Yeah.
Once you become 6, then it becomes 6. You can say we need 6 halls. You need not say that we have a huge area, so we are taking 6 halls.
Okay.
No, it all depends upon the infrastructure of the venue.
Yeah. This
That
is a huge hunger. Of course,
No.
We'll talk about that.
Venues.
We'll talk about that in the venue inspection.
Yeah.
Next would be KJO editor.
Editor website?
Yeah.
KJO, Smita is there.
Editor KJO, yeah.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. I don't think there is much to report after the last meeting. All I can say is that the IGO people have not come for the next online seminar that they had requested. That's all.
Okay.
Website editor? No, here actually another point I just wanted to discuss in connection with the journal. Now, if you want to you read the journal online. Right now, there are 2 options. One is you go to KSOS website, and you go to the journal section, and you see only up to 2015. That is the time the transition happened when Medno took over the journal, and then subsequently it has been launched it has been parked in the Medno site. So if you go there, you don't see the back issues. So we need to think about ways of integrating so that any one particular site, you have to have all the journals that are available instead of asking the reader to go back and forth between 2 different websites. So we discussed about it in the other meeting also the other day. I think this needs to be taken forward. So Smita, you can discuss with your committee, and you can just ensure that just one website takes care of all the journals.
Okay, sir. I shall do that.
Rohan?
Yeah, good evening, sir. As of now, some hiccups were there for the website, and some major things has been sorted out. But only thing is that our breach in our security, what sir was telling. So already, I think Srini and Gopal has discussed with him about regarding the thing, and we have to take some step on that. Otherwise, as far as the Drishti things is concerned, he is doing it well. Now it is going on, and some corrections are also done.
What is the solution for the breach in security?
No, now already it has been corrected. It has been corrected now, but it has happened, and I don't know. Gopal will be able to tell because somebody has put it as they are going to file a case or something like that.
But is the website structure compatible with our membership drive? But new members can pay money through the website?
Yeah, it is going on. It's going on because that payment option, it is coming. But today Srini was telling on, but there is some confusion because that I forgot the name. It is already she is a member. So otherwise it is coming. Otherwise that payment gateway is functioning well.
One more girl said she got the link today that I forwarded today evening. She's not able to pay through it, so I forwarded it to Biju.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. If the link is there, then they will check it. But the previous one, actually, that she is already a member. So from 2017 or something like that.
She has not paid
Rohan,
Aparna, you told some Aparna.
No. Remya RR. It was Remya RR.
Aparna?
No. Aparna is the person who proposed or seconded. Remya is that?
Remya already I sent, but I think the confirmation that it has to be verified by the secretary. Then only it will be.
No. It has already been verified, Rohan. It's already verified. The issue is that she has not, probably at that time she didn't check in the spam.
Okay, then
weeks back, maybe a month back. Now she couldn't find it in the her spam, so she has requested that to be sent once again. Let's see. I mean, they can send it once again. So then let's see if it reaches her. So I mean, here one more thing that the website people have told is that which would be important when it comes to the free paper submissions and all. The problem now is that whatever the auto messages that are going to the mails, many of them are going to the spam. So they said we should take the G Suite. See, once we take the G Suite, which costs about 5,000, 6,000 rupees, then the messages that go to the Gmails won't go to the spam. So probably we will have to give permission to buy the G Suite, which is not much, 5,000, 6,000. Probably, Rohan, that is one way. So all these messages. So let's have that also. We will take the G Suite, and then maybe the messages might not go into the spam. This girl, no issues. Like you can send the link once again. But see, even for those people who have received the link, they are not able to pay. So we have to find an answer for that. Why is that happening? It should not happen. Right?
That we have to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, forgive my knowledge about this whole thing. Now, someone I am talking because one of my fellows also tried to make this payment. The payment has gone through. I informed Gopal also regarding this. After that, there is no mail received, no number allocated. For quite some time. What is the actual way this is happening now? Suppose a new person wants to join in KSOS. What is the pathway that is happening till they get into our website as a non-member to the point that they become a member and get a number allotted?
Can anybody generate a flow chart, Rohan, about what's the issue that Sai has raised? A flow chart, some kind of a guideline, which will put up on the website. So any tutorial kind of thing, So any member who wants to join, goes to the tutorial, follow the tutorial. So this will make them defensive also, make the vendor. So Srini,
actually what happened is like, say, you have to enter everything and then it will go to the secretary for verification. Once he has given the verification, then the payment gateway will open up. Then they can go to the payment gateway and pay the bill. And
after that, what happens?
After that, what I see is that then I will go to that payment gateway and give a confirmation. So it will be, our money will be transferred to the our account. Then automatically it has to be generated. That's what I believe. Till this stage,
Rohan,
exactly.
Let me tell you, there is a huge credibility issue right now. When we wanted to get into the back end of the website for the on-demand thing, I think now, let me be a little ruthless, like a dog in the manger. He said, no, we cannot give it because of safety issues, because of security issues. So we have to take another site to pay additional money. And the same site got hacked. So there is a major credibility issue. When he says take G1, and then, Srini, that, then this will ensure that the mails don't land in spam. So he has to give a written plan. He has been, what I have noticed to the multiple hurdles that we have gone through the last couple of months is he has to give us a clear-cut picture in writing what exactly is his plan, not by word of mouth, by broken, fragmented conversation. And see what Sai has also mentioned, that there can be a tutorial as to how to join, how to take up the membership of KSOS. So that way, I mean, nobody will be in any doubt whatsoever as to how to, what is the path to be taken. So I think Rohan will have to be little more, proactive with this guy and have everything in writing that this is what our plan is. In addition
So
to
because in our earlier system, the general secretary has full control.
Yeah.
General secretary knows that this particular person has sent me money. I have received money. I have allocated a number. I have sent an email. So you call the general secretary. He knows who's the new member, what number allotted, everything. Now the system is that Gopal has to ask Rohan has to ask the website person. So there is, I think that clarity has to come. And now in June, you're going to get about 100 PGs doing this.
So before June, maybe
that rush is going to start now. Yeah,
we will do that.
The thing here is there should be an auto message. See, everything is going like auto reply or whatever. Once the payment is received and it is confirmed, a message should go to the new member saying that, okay, your membership request is verified and you have been allotted a membership number and your membership number is this much. What I know what the website people are going to say. They'll say this was not there in the mandate and this requires extra work and you have to pay us more. But probably even if you have to pay them more, this thing going to the member. Otherwise, the secretary will have to every time, call up. See, he's 100 membership numbers coming in 30 days is not a joke. So you can't expect the secretary to keep sending. If it has to be done, it has to be done. But if there is auto process where once a payment, this thing is confirmed and we have given them a membership number, the membership number should go to the person because the phone number is already there and the email is already there.
Shrini, let me suggest, because see, this is a very broad group. Some of you can get together and formulate now it is very clear what exactly we want. So this is to be suggested in writing to this guy and he has to respond in writing. And if he's asking for additional payment, we'll take care of that. How
We'll
long
have to. Yeah.
How long can we haggle it?
Yeah.
Because our website is, we can't do anything about the website. I'm really disillusioned about the web-based activities. No, I mean, nothing to do with Rohan. It is basically the vendor who, he says nothing is wrong. Everything is fine. When we got hacked, then also said it is not his fault. Anyway, so I think Srini, Gopal and few other Rajiv and some of us can form a group and then make it absolutely smooth and user-friendly and write to this guy, okay, see, we want this. He will write back, this is what I'll do, this is my payment, we'll take care of it. As simple as that.
Yeah, that's it.
This has to be done immediately because now the flood of new memberships will come.
Yeah.
That is number one. Number two is when a mail goes to the new entrant into KSOS, the same mail should also come to the general secretary.
Yeah.
The general secretary should know what is the number allotted to a new member. I mean, that is mandatory, no?
Yes.
Yeah. So just a mail to the new person is not enough. Parallelly, the same mail copy should come to Gopal and Gopal also should know who has got into the...
This was the system existing earlier. We'll revive it.
That is actually okay because Gopal is the person.
Gopal can see the list of people that according to the number, he will get all the list.
There's one more problem.
It's good that it goes to the general secretary also.
Yeah,
so
there is one more problem, I think. Like after the payment link, payment is done. I think Biju sees all the payment at the end of 1 month, I think. Is that true?
No. This one, the website editor and secretary only sees. The membership, I don't see.
Okay.
So I think generally what happens is that once the payment is through, the person gets a mail which receives. Then Rohan will be approving that, and that is when that membership is approved. So when Rohan approves, there should be a facility for another mail to be sent to the person that you are a member now, and the same mail copy can go to Gopal.
Yeah, I think like Dr. Arup said that we are having a communication problem with the vendor. What we want exactly, we should be clear in our minds first, and then we have to communicate that very clearly to the vendor. Because I don't think lots of things which we are taking for granted, he may not be aware of.
No,
A
it's
lot
not.
of things are there that we
Can
are
I
coming to know
come in
only
here?
after. Yeah.
No, that's all should be in the mandate, no?
Yeah.
Can I come in here?
Yeah, Prashop, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we had a small chat with the vendor. What I felt was it was not clarity of thought from our side that is the problem. It is a problem of rigidity from the other side, from the vendor side. We have an extremely rigid vendor who will only follow the letter of the MOU.
Yeah,
They will not deviate.
Prashab, I have shouted at him in one of the earlier meetings. Whatever you tell, he will say it is out of the contract. Then I said, you bloody, what we want you give. Even if it is out of contract, we will pay for that. Don't tell negative things when I
He doesn't have the manpower.
Mahesh, yeah, that's the problem. This thing already was there. We will pay. So he has to be obliged.
So there are two things since June is coming up. So we have to hurry up and then, put things together. So this particular group, Gopal, Srini and others, you write a letter and, proceed fast. And the second time what Prashov mentions is, every year it is not possible to, to grapple with him like that, So we also need to keep another alternative vendor in our mind so that, whenever we have a major disturbance like what we had just now, this hacking
Because
issue.
any small change, if you have to pay, keep paying, then it is going to be.
That's what I mean. I think what we'll do is we'll think about the vendor change, but at present we
it will
can't
become
do
like
that.
they'll consider us as a cow to milk.
No. At present we cannot do it because we don't have the time. No, we don't have the luxury of the time. So once this crisis is tided over, then at the same time, I think we'll be on the lookout for a more proactive vendor who listens to us and who will take our suggestions.
You can probably take help from Jain also because he was also involved in the initial portion. No?
Yeah.
I agree, sir. Just after Drishti, we should plan a migration.
Yeah. No, start the process earlier.
Shortlist the person, but we migrate after Drishti.
So should we penalize him for the glitch in the...
I don't think we need to antagonize anybody right now because if he becomes more belligerent, then we don't have the time.
Yeah, Drishti is going to be a big problem if he is not cooperating with us.
Yeah. We cannot antagonize him right now. Even we have every right to do so because our Drishti is coming up. We'll accept.
Point secretary.
So next is the Drishti LOC.
Mallika ma'am is for that.
Good evening,
Gopal, we can't hear you, Gopal.
No, Mallika has to speak.
Oh, sorry, Mallika. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, all. My first newsletter came with Elizabeth Madam's interview. As Srini said, it has got immense viewership. It crossed about 80,000. And next will be coming in by the end of June. I request all office bearers to submit their reports by the end of this month, that is by May 31st. And I am giving a request to the club members by June 1st week. So that June 30th, we will be ready with our second newsletter. This time, as I told you last time, we are planning to interview Dr. J. Anthony from Trivandrum, and physical meeting will be arranged. And just like the previous one, a small interview clipping will also be shared. Nothing more.
Thank you, Mallika. Good job. Next is Drishti LOC. Chandrakant and Vinod.
Yes, I'm here.
So,
hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, Vinod, we can hear you.
Yeah, actually, we had a venue inspection on when was that?
24th of April.
Yeah, 21st of April.
24th.
And we went to two venues which we had shortlisted One was Kadava Ravis Resort, where we had our previous Drishti, which was held in Calicut. And the other place was Calicut Trade Center at Sarovaram. So these two places we visited, and Ravis, actually Ravis is quite far from the city because it's around 15 kilometers, and now the road works have started. The NH widening work is going on. So every day it takes around 1 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes to reach that place from the city. Sometimes it takes even more because of a lot of traffic snarls. And whereas Calicut Trade Center is right at in the center of the city and just 3 kilometers from the railway station. It's just off Maur Road. And this is a big hall. Actually, it's a totally air-conditioned hall, which is around 50,000 square feet in size. And they have two areas outside also. There's a veranda also, which is also air-conditioned. And they have started work on a 200-seater room adjacent to that. 200-seater hall adjacent to this with a separate air conditioning in that. And altogether, actually, we find LOC will find it more comfortable having the Drishti in Calicut Trade Center because we have hotel facilities right opposite this hall. There is a hotel KPM Tripenta, which is a very good hotel. So,
actually, myself, Srini, and Sai sir had gone for the
Gopal, it will be a little louder. Huh?
Oh, sorry. Myself, Dr. Srini, and Dr. Sai had gone for the venue inspection. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Better, yes.
I think it is raining heavily here. So we also echo what Dr. Vinod is telling. The Calicut Trade Center Sarovaram is very close and it is very large, and you can customize it the way we want. We can actually look at the trade as well as food and everything put together. It is a very wonderful, and it's just 3 kilometers from the city center. Whereas the other one is far away. It has the advantage of a big residential number of rooms are there, but we need to create 2 or 3 halls separate, and trade also we have to make separately. So all of us in unison decided about Calicut Trade Center. Arup sir had joined us online virtually, and so we have zeroed into Calicut Trade Center. We've got one hotel, a couple of hotels very near where delegates or faculty can stay also.
Anything else, Vinod? Any other points you wanted to make, Vinod? You're muted, huh? Unmute.
actually, regarding the hall, I think that's all I have to make. Points I have to make, and
next, sir, we should basically formation of the Drishti Central Committee. From the KSOS side, we have Arup sir, myself, Dr. Biju, Dr. Srini, and Dr. Rohan in that. And from the LOC side, we know that you can basically tell the names of the people who will be in the Drishti Central Committee, which includes the organizing secretaries and the organizing chairperson, organizing secretaries, the treasurer of the LOC, the scientific committee chairman of the LOC, and the secretaries of the district ophthalmic clubs.
Yes.
You can just share the names.
What the names?
Yeah. Chandrakant sir would be the organizing chairman. Vinod would be the chief organizing secretary. Mohan Babu sir from Kannur and Suresh Babu sir from Kasargod will be there. Then secretary to the ophthalmic clubs will be Dr. Bindu from Calicut, and Kannur is Simi. Kannur is?
No, Kannur. You don't need the secretary from Kannur.
For that. Then the scientific committee chairman from the LOC would be Dr. Sujit, and treasurer would be Mihir Shah, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And then one more thing associated with this is the the registration fees for the Drishti. Should we hike it 10% or should we just keep it the same as last time?
I would like the feedback from Sai and Thomas and Shashi. Radha Ramanan.
No, if you want to spend that reserve, what is that 35 lakhs for 12A, maybe part of the expenses for Drishti this time can be met from the KSOS fund. And the registration can, maybe it can remain as such, or maybe a 5% hike can be there. You don't want to increase the revenue from the Drishti this time. At the same time, part of the expenses can be met from the KSOS fund. That is only for this year. It should not be a precedence.
I feel the registration fee can be hiked because there was no physical Drishti for the last 2 years. So the last time it happened was 2 years back, and from there a 5% or 10% hike is justifiable.
No, and then we need not spend from KSOS fund.
So that we can see, no?
This year at least.
Arup sir, may I?
Shashi, Shashi, we can say it is only for 1 year, but I think we are going to, precedents will be set, and we'll be finding it very difficult in the coming years, because every organizing team will say, okay, KSOS give money, we will not work, we will do this much only. We will, I think spending money from KSOS directly for the Drishti is not a right precedence. That is my feeling.
Also, Shashi, it will be a big amount. Don't we need the GB to be involved for that before we make that decision?
Yeah, there is no point in when you spend it from Drishti account or you spend it from our own account. See, the IT department doesn't care. It is either this thing. So it's for us only, either Drishti or this thing. So you giving money for Drishti this year is not going to help us in the 12A issue. So that is out of question. As Sai says and Thomas says, when there should be a drive from the local organizing committee to maximize the revenue and maximize the profit. So otherwise, this is not going to see. We have surplus now, but if we go lax now, then it's not going to help in the future, 10 years, 15 years down the line. So that is not right. Let the funds be collected for this Drishti and spent from this. Let us see what this thing is. The only thing about the registration fees is that, see, we have had 2 years of virtual conferences, and see, if you compare our registration fee with TNOA registration fee, even now it is a bit high. So for just this Drishti, maybe we can say, because of the COVID related situations, we are not going to increase it for this year. See, it has to be just for this year. I think that will be very fair. Just compare it. It's almost our registration fee is at least 25% or 35% higher when compared to TNO registration fee. So probably for this year, we have a chance to say, okay, COVID reasons, we are not going to increase it this year. So maybe that could be one way to take it. That's
number executive decided because GB has permitted 10% hike, and it is the decision of the LOC. LOC can hike or reduce or whatever they want.
Our KSOS parayande Mahesh.
LOC cannot unilaterally increase this thing.
No, increase in maximum 10% or increase in permission GB. Maximum 10%.
But it has to be ratified by the GB.
No.
LOC cannot increase more than 10%.
Exactly.
They have the option to reduce it.
Yeah, they have the option. So why we are discussing it? Calicut wants to reduce it, let them reduce.
So it is simple. So no precedence also, no problem.
Yeah. Only issue here is previous one is to have been online with very much reduced. It's actually 2 years back we have to put in. Would that be an issue? Is the only issue there?
Other Calicut Tirmanikata. Even RR, if I am not mistaken, Thrissur കൂട്ടിയില്ലല്ലോ 10%.
തൃശ്ശൂർ കൂട്ടി.
കൂട്ടിയായിരുന്നോ?
അല്ലല്ല, പക്ഷെ മിക്കപ്പോഴും നമ്മൾ ഈവൻ എറണാകുളം also what we did was that there was a cut-off point where the delegates could register with the previous
അതെ.
early bird.
കൂട്ടിയില്ല.
Maybe that we can have this year also. Maybe early bird.
It is already May end.
That was April that time.
That was much before. We advertised in January and told the last date was April. Now it's already end of May.
Yeah, another problem is next time or in some other places the venue will be more expensive. Like suppose previously we were conducting in Lulu in Richu. Next time it will be Hayat. The name, the venue will be same. So like that the expense will go. So we can spend it in more academic things and spend it. We have to plan it where for IT purpose we can spend it in different things. Then our activity also will increase.
I think Biju, you should really go into this talk with our chartered accountant and find out how exactly we can spend this excess money. We are just sitting and saying in this audience that we have so much money, let us spend it. But let us spend it where? What is the exact amount? What is the way you can spend it? And what exactly is the methodology of this spending? I think we have to have a very clear idea about this.
Yeah, you say that anything that fits in the association's objectives. So
Tell me an example.
Yeah, one suggestion that I always feel that it is time that we build an asset. Now we have our own office or something like that. Now we are sharing it. Why don't we utilize this money to get our own office?
Is that permissible as a expenditure for?
Yes. Infrastructure development is allowed.
Yeah. So
I have been telling this for a long time.
So we think about such things and we discuss about such things rather than saying that we have 30 lakhs, we have 35 lakhs, we'll spend it for Drishti, we'll spend it for this. I think it's not a nice long-term plan.
I agree with Sai. That's a very good, valid point. Yes.
Because the other thing is, we can actually earmark a bank account for this purpose and start shifting money there. Because 35 lakhs may not be enough to buy a place and make a building.
No.
Do that?
Don't buy a place and build it. All our money will go for that. There should be a cutoff limit. No, don't keep on spending. Absolutely.
This was suggested in TOC by a chartered accountant. That we start earmarking a fund. Listen, please. Start earmarking a fund into a bank account which is dedicated for this purpose. That will delay this whole 35.
Yeah, but again,
eventually, when we have enough money, we can lease or buy or whatever.
Thomas is not telling to buy anything. Thomas is telling we can have a separate account with whatever we have to spend, so that we can, from that we can take.
Eventually lease or buy or whatever. We are just delaying it by another 5 more years, sort of thing.
So that is fine. This is being earmarked. That and all is fine. But there has to be an upper limit for the spending. See, you won't get.
Srini, upper limit comes when we actually buy property or buy an asset. No, that the organization at that point can decide.
No.
Sai, there is an issue. That is, once we earmark it like that, we can't use it for anything else.
It has to be done for that. So you have to have an upper. See, simply saying, okay, we are going to buy a land and building anything. See, if that is earmarked for that, it has to be done for that only.
I just asked an example from Biju. So he just said an example that
nobody is going to buy land.
Asset creation is one of the ways. That's all.
Yeah, I think let us not discuss further on this. I think the chartered accountant should tell us what is to be done. The only problem which I think about Drishti account getting spent versus KSOS account getting spent is that finally, if the Drishti account, the profit is less, the 25% which is going to be divided amongst the
member
clubs may reduce a bit. So I think that also needs to be taken care. I think KSOS should be big-hearted to do that. So that is one problem.
Yeah. But see, as Sai said, we are already late with our first brochure, first flyer, because the LOC doesn't have an idea as to what should be the registration fees. So
let the executive committee decide that the LOC can decide on it.
So we can tell them no, let them do a 10%. The last physical Drishti was Thrissur. From Thrissur registration fee, you increase 10%.
Sai, see, I mean, do we really have to do that? That's a I mean, I was really stunned when
Srini, even this year, medical company input is not going to be great, especially with one national conference also coming to the funds are different, I agree, but with the national conference coming into Cochin, Kerala within a few months of Drishti, inflow from pharma is not going to be great. That is my gut feeling. So I think there is no harm in increasing because last increase was 3 years back.
Also, Srini,
everything has increased prices in 3 years, no?
Yeah.
So that 10%.
Do the future guys a favor also. If you have to have a conference in Trivandrum or Kochi, it's going to cost a lot more.
Yeah. So we always have the.
So at least 5% increase. Maybe not 10%. Something.
Yeah.
Early bird can be till maybe June 30th or whatever. That can be the same. After that, it has to increase.
Yeah,
some amount.
That's what I was
wanted to
thinking.
say something. Vinod,
Yes,
is
that's
LOC
what as DG said, I thought we'll keep an early bird till the end of June or something, the same thing, same amount, and then we can have a 5% increase or something after that.
Chandrakan sir, this is okay, no?
No, I think there should be an increase because the infrastructure, things and all will be there. The cost incurred on that because when we went to talk about the halls and all, they are still talking about the pre-COVID times itself. They are not COVID. They are not showing any lenience on that. So in that case, at least a 5% increase should be fine.
You can increase
so let
up
us
to
decide
10%.
that. Let us. Are we having this 5% increase in the early bird registration also, or keeping the same rate till early bird and then 5% increase?
That way, early bird.
Same.
Is it okay? So early bird will be the same.
RR, do you remember the Thrissur rates?
Yeah, I know that. Thrissur
yeah, you have. Okay.
So another thing, Srini, we can't compare, chalk and cheese because TNO, their collection is a couple of crores.
Yeah, that's
They're a huge organization. So, so we can't say that, we have, we're more.
I just was stunned when I wanted to register for TNO. So that's only reason.
Okay. And also TNO sometimes runs it out of schools and colleges, not regular conference venues.
And then they run into losses also. No? Last time in Pondicherry, they went into loss.
Unbelievable.
Okay, I think we know that is okay. We can look it up. It is okay. So till early bird, we will go with the existing rate, and after that we'll have 5% or up to 10%.
The existing rate is Thrissur. What was there for Thrissur conference?
Thrissur. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's move to the next agenda item. KSOS representatives to AIOS. Thomas, is there anything further from the thing that you mentioned last time?
Nothing much.
Nothing. Okay. So then let us move to the next scientific committee requirements. Rini had actually finished telling about 6 halls and judges. All those are over.
And connect.
Okay. Can you tell?
Yeah.
Constant contact. You mean constant contact?
I mean, I'll just give an introduction to that.
Sure.
When we started off this new term, this tenure. So that time I had a suggestion for many people that let us broad base the email database. So that time I think we did not see eye to eye, and then we now have our KSOS database. But with the KSOS doing so well, and it is likely to do equally well, if not better, for the next couple of years. Ensuing next year, for a few years, so why not we broad base our database and have AIS email is also included. So this was the background, and I think Srini, now you can take over. You have done some background work. How much is the costing and things like that?
Yeah. So now our mailing is to 2,000 people. Now, if it has to be increased to 25,000, that is the AOS database, we will have to give about 9,400 or so every month. So that is, but our unlimited number of mails to this many people, the number of activities that we are doing, and it's not just the two videos from KSOS Connect every week. We'll have a scientific committee CME series programs. We have a journal club. We have the PG program, the excellent PG program that Gopal is doing. See, all these can be mailed to everyone in India, AOS members. I just had at about 6:30, 6:45, I talked to Dr. Lalil Dharma. He's telling, when he said during the DOS meeting itself, he said, learn from KSOS. So let us have a chance to send all this to all the AOS members. So I request the executive committee to give us permission to increase our database from the subscribers from 2,000 to 25,000, which will involve less than about 10,000 per month.
That is not a big amount. I mean, considering the reach, I think it is not a very big amount.
And along with G Suite plus this, will ensure that it lands in everybody's inbox. Am I correct?
Especially, I mean, only in Gmail, but that forms most of it.
No, but thing is, we need to do a little more research on this. It is not just enough, to have 25,000 email addresses in your list and blast them emails to them. These have to be monitored. There has to be, optimization has to be done, and you need to monitor what is the opening rate, how much is the reading rate, and things like that. So, I mean, we need to coordinate with an organization, with a vendor, who is well versed with bulk email practices.
Yeah, see, Ankit is doing an excellent job with AMN people are doing an excellent job. See, they were the ones who did the splicing for the Connect and all. And probably, see, whatever agreement that we have with them. So I talked to Ankit, he said about 20%, 20-25% opening rate is there at present. So 20,000, 20% opening rate would be about 4,000, which is a huge opening rate. But this as Arup sir said.
No, Ankit has to give us the statistics. Sometimes we feel like that. What happens is, the first 1 or 2 mails will have got a lot of opening, and subsequently the numbers will diminish.
Okay.
It happens like that. So the designing also has to be done. It's not only a question of just the contents, sending of the contents. The contents also have to be properly designed. So, Ankit, of course, I'm quite happy with his performance, but whether he will be able to single-handedly handle such a huge traffic and generate reports and take appropriate action based upon the report. So, because if there are a lot of bounces, a lot of email, some of these receivers, if they block us, it will go against, it will be a negative impact on our activities, because then Google will, blacklist us. So these are some of the issues, which come into the picture, which most of us as lay people in these terms, we may not understand. So I think it is a very good idea to have to broad base the the email list, and but let us have a good meeting. We shouldn't have the same thing like what we have ended up with the vendor who is doing our website. The new vendor who does it, or the same guy Ankit, or he does it. He has to understand the implications. I don't think he has done anything to that magnitude in the past. We'll have to talk to him. Maybe he has to onboard some people to help him out.
And if we have to pay him for that, that also should be. I mean, this is the money that is going to be given to him.
Nothing comes free, man.
Yeah. That's, I mean, no. I'm just making it clear to the executive committee that it might involve a little bit of, but that's money well spent. And also, the AOC 2023 is coming up, so the mailers can go from the KSOS. Till AOC 2023 is there. So this is going to be absolutely fabulous if we can do it properly. But with Arup sir there, I'm sure that we will be able to do it.
The AIOS mailers are two different types. One is sent by the president secretary, all right?
Yeah.
And they have a very good opening rate because these have been going on for a long time.
Okay.
Plus people are, they belong to AIOS, but now there's another set of mails that come that is from the LOC. Well, like what Dr. Lahane and Dr. Barun Nayak are intermittently sending. So these are two different things. Let it not be confused. Let us not be confused about it. But this has to be taken forward in the right spirit, and not only on an experimental basis for 1 year. Let it be perpetuated. So that gradually in 1 or 2 years' time, the opening rates will go up, and we'll be wiser as to how to
Yes,
to reach out to more number of people. Thomas, yeah.
Okay, I just realized one more thing. When we buy the G-Suit through these people, it should be bought for KSOS rather than through these people. KSOS as an institution. Because if we are migrating, we need the G-Suit with us.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, point taken.
Actually, the MailChimp, constant contact is not as, if you want to talk about the best the server today, it is MailChimp. MailChimp.
MailChimp. Okay.
So Srini, let us not fast track it in a week's time. Just let us do a lot of background research as to what are the various servers and what are the options they give. If we take a longer contract, if we take it for more than, let's say, 2 years, they may drop their prices significantly.
Yeah.
So
guide us, sir. We'll do the work. Just guide us as to what to do. And
okay, sir. So in principle, we will agree to getting these doing a little more research on this, and the executive committee gives permission to go ahead with this, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sai, Shashi, Dr. Radha, Thomas.
Yes.
Okay. So next we move to the SOP manual. Verma sir has been the chairman of the SOP manual. Sir, please.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for inviting me to this executive committee meeting. Last Tuesday, the committee met and discussion which went on for more than 3 hours, discussed everything exhaustively, every aspect of practices, procedures, precedents. Our meetings, the ECMs, GB, CMEs, everything was streamlined. Our publications, the KJO, KSOS Connect were discussed as to timing, contents, and sponsorship. Procedures were determined for our inaugural function and CMEs. Finances and internal auditing was reviewed. Timelines for our elections and Drishti submissions were verified. Formats of documents like minutes, reports, agendas, and invitations were fixed. In fact, every aspect was discussed threadbare so that no doubts or ambiguities remain. The possibility of physical, virtual, and hybrid meetings were touched upon. Now we have Dr. Shashikumar to thank for compiling, clarifying, and annotating everything. Of course, everybody contributed. Copies will reach you at the earliest, if not already. I hope this effort has been useful. Thank you.
Shashi felt that there are a few things that were not covered. For example, if we have online elections, in case of course now it is not going to happen this year, but subsequently when in the eventuality of having an online elections, so I think we would have wanted to request Mahesh and Rajiv and Gopal and Shashi, etc., to formulate the guidelines for an online election, like what was conducted last year.
We will add that also, sir. And
another point.
Is Mahesh here?
Yeah, Mahesh is here. I think he will be having dinner. Anyway, another point which we wanted to highlight is regarding the.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is that? Yeah,
So
Mahesh,
you have to play a major role in this.
Online election.
Online elections. Guidelines for online election.
We will add that also, sir.
Right, sir.
Another is regarding the social media groups, because the lot of senior people have raised complaints regarding the social media activities. So I think we'll have to have some guidelines for our WhatsApp groups and social media activities also. What to post in that and things like that.
So currently sir, what are the complaints, sir? Should we?
No. Mohan sir raised a complaint saying that in social media, I mean, these WhatsApp groups, he wanted to check for a academic thing. It has been flooded with so many other, some of them non-academic, some of them, what is that, birthday greetings or things like that. So he says that there should be a restriction in all those things, and it should be purely academic and purely KSOS. Maybe we can ask.
I think off late it has been very, very academic, and nobody is posting birthday. There's a miscellany group for all that. And off late, I think we have been very, very methodical in this group. Maybe it was a few months back. I really don't know when this complaint was raised.
No, I have a suggestion for Srini, which I had already told you earlier. See, now, I mean, I know that a lot of good talks have been posted in the WhatsApp groups. All right, but 5 months down the line, if I want to track a particular talk, I'm totally lost. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. So here it kicks in the role of sending the contents through email, so that people can create a separate folder and save those emails. Anytime Mohan sir or I or Sai wants to see a particular talk, we could just go to that particular folder, open it, and a series of talks will be shown up in a chronological manner. And then you just have fun.
No, but but we get it in the Connect, no, Arup?
It is available. Yeah, it is already available in the website.
Available in the website. It's in the website. You go to that new program. What is it? KSOS Connect.
On demand. KSOS
on demand. So you go to on demand and get it. Why do you want to get it through your WhatsApp group? Why do you want to scroll up your WhatsApp group for endlessly? Go directly to the website. Go to on demand and see whatever you want.
So one suggestion I would like to make here, with no offense meant to anyone, the executive group, I think we should only post executive activities, because we find all the CMEs, everything are coming in the executive. The executive should be, I think, specifically dedicated only for decisions and other things pertaining to KSOS. Not all. It should not be a promotional space for CMEs and other activities, for which we have other KSOS groups anyway.
It is a KSOS CMEs, not somebody else's CME, right? These are all KSOS CMEs. With no offense went to you also, but these are all KSOS CMEs under the aegis of KSOS. There is no problem in putting it in. Yeah.
No. What I'm saying is that when we have an executive group just for only for executive matters, it makes more sense.
Actually, she has got a point there. We are all member of one of the KSOS groups where also these are being posted. So why should I get it in two places?
Exactly. So what Marin is telling is a real thing, because if you are posting something in the main KSOS groups, that will be seen by all the executive members. So you need to put it in different things.
No, they are doing it out of, so that nobody misses it. But I think we should keep executive separate, so that sometimes, because there's so many messages, you tend to miss important things. That is what I'm trying to say.
I have a very simple solution for it. Just delete. Whatever you don't want to say, just delete.
No, but you have to see it first, no?
No, don't you see? The contents, no?
That means Srini should not post any of our...
No, it is not. I'm not telling that. I'm telling that.
I mean, no. I'm asking Marin that Srini should not post any of these KSOS CMEs in the executive group also. I mean, just ask.
No, I am saying because, see, they are doing such a wonderful job. So that is why I caveated it with saying that, it is not meant as an offense. But when we are doing an executive group is for only executive decisions and whatever, decision making. It should not be for, I know it is for.
Marin, thank you very much for bringing it up. I mean, we are grateful that you brought it up. You did not want to put anybody off. I know that.
Yes.
So I think just now Sashi has suggested that it was basically Dr. P.I. Mohan sir who wanted to say something on this. So we'll have a group where we'll have all the executive committee members selected who want to participate. Shashi and P.I. Mohan sir may also come, and then we will discuss these things. What I do. I'm not talking about the cases. So many other groups, and one message is like a carpet bombing. You see one message, whole WhatsApp gets about 30-40 groups. A new message comes up. I just delete whatever I don't want to say. Just delete.
That was intended for me. That was intended for me.
No, not at all, Gopal. No, not at all. No, why do you say so, Gopal?
I generally do.
You are doing such a good job.
I generally do.
I was very hesitant to bring it up.
If did you refer to me? It is absolutely no, because I'm talking about all these basically iOS messages. AS messages. There are about, I am a member of 40-50. Somebody starts a group. You know him, so you don't know to come out, and then at one point. I'm not talking about KSOS. Then I'll have 40-50 messages going on, So no, it is not at all about you. You and Srini are doing the right thing. Please don't view it that way. But I do not want to discourage Marin because, brother, she has come up with a point which few members have felt that they need to be, expressed. So no hard feelings, Marin. No hard feelings to anybody. But it will we'll discuss it, and then we'll all the players involved will be part of the group and take a call. Is it okay?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Mahesh, Srini, Gopal,
okay, sir. It's okay. We should address. If somebody has a complaint, we should address it, sir. Yeah. Next, we will come to the family get-together program. So, family get-together we have planned in Puar, and August 13th, 14th is what we decided. August 13th. Pardon me?
14th we have August of Tanmikya.
Then we need to, because 15th was a holiday, so it was very ideal. Yeah.
So we have to work on fresh dates, Gopal.
Okay. Okay.
Can you work on that date? What about the weekend after?
We need to look at it, sir. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll work another date. Okay. Okay. Puar was the plan, and sir, Arup sir, you wanted to say, because you wanted to say a little more about the place and all.
So actually, we had shortlisted this particular venue a couple of years back, and then we again went through AMN. They gave us a very good deal, and this is after some amount of negotiation. I'm still sure. Yes, madam.
No, it's all right. Sorry, I will mute it.
So I think once we get the fresh dates, because if it goes towards towards the season time, the rates tend to go up. The room rents and rental charges, everything will tend to go up.
We will take a decision later, Arup.
Yeah.
We'll take a decision about the date later. Yeah. We are completely studded with academic activities. Yeah.
Anything else in any other matter?
Can I speak?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I have a request from the KSOS equipment purchase guidance cell.
Yeah.
We have sent mails, official KSOS emails to all the vendors. But as expected, only a few people have replied. I think it will require more than an official email. I think we will require the help of all executive members and others as well in coaxing the vendors to put up their rates and etc. in the format that we want.
Yeah. Are you coming for the All India meeting?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So what I'll do is both of us, and we'll take other people also, go from stall to stall and talk to the national level people or whoever is more responsible, and give them a timeline and then ask them to complete it.
Right now, Orolab has responded and 2 other people have responded.
Yeah, Orolab is always prompt. They're very prompt.
2 lesser players have also responded.
Yeah.
But
The
Oftal has also responded.
Yes, I.
Now, are we in any other matter of the entire executive meeting or any particular topic?
Any other?
Any topic.
Any other? Yeah. So this is an official request because from the AIOC organizing committee. Now we are doing some promotional material for the Cochin conference, which we are carrying with us to Mumbai. And we have unofficially spoken to the AIOS office bearers and also the initially we are starting an LOC account in Cochin. So the KSOS has to advance some money into the LOC account, and the AOS also will put in some initial money into the LOC account. And then as and when the expenses come up, AOS will keep sending us money and the KSOS money will be reimbursed. So this is the plan. So I want the opinion and the concurrence of the KSOS to start this account, to run it, and for an initial amount from the KSOS.
That is absolutely fine by me. And what will be the amount in question, say?
I'm roughly looking at about 5 lakhs.
No,
and 5 lakhs, the AOS also will put in 5 lakhs. So we'll have an initial capital of around 10 lakhs. And then as and when the money starts flowing in from AOS, we can always reimburse the KSOS money. Yes, Srini, you were saying something?
Vinod and Srini?
Sai, probably it would be better to have 10 lakhs from KSOS initial, because I mean it's refundable as and when this thing comes. Because the LOC would request some financial independence, because we don't know when fund is going to come from. See, we can ask Rajesh for 5 lakhs. So that'll come to be about 10 lakhs only. Maybe for the initial this thing itself, our expenses for the initial promo and all, it might come to about 5 lakhs. So it might be better to have a stronger buffer there for the LOC to function smoothly. So probably 10 lakhs from KSOs, and we'll ask for
10 lakhs from AIS also.
Yeah, we'll ask for 10 lakhs from AIOS also. Sai?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, actually, now that we have confirmed the hall, we will have to pay some advance for them. So how is that? Is it from the LOC or KSOS?
Definitely KSOS can advance.
The KSOS. No?
KSOS can advance an amount, just like this AIOS.
What is the amount they are asking, Vinod?
So that I will have to ask them. We'll have to finalize. After that, we thought we'll go and talk to them. Now that we have finalized, I have not released that Kadavu also, so I can release that and we'll get the.
So everyone
we'll ask them how much.
So everyone has to queue up in front of Biju.
But the amount that for Sai was asking, I mean, when do we have to transfer that?
No, this has to be in 1 or 2 weeks, because we are in the process of making promo material for the Cochin conference, which we are carrying to Mumbai. So the works are going on, and they will hold on for some time. Probably in the 1st or 2nd week of June, we'll have to release the initial funds to the persons doing the promos, the videos, the small mementos, the backdrop, a lot of things which we are making for the Cochin conference.
But we have to open the account as early as possible.
No.
KSOS is a meticulous organization. We'll say that it's done and we have this much fun there. So even in the general body, we should have say that it should be there. So probably before the general body, the transfer.
No, we need not tell the amount in our account to JAO's general body, no?
It's just that we'll have
it.
No, we are not going to tell in the general body, but it could be.
One more thing is regarding the license thing. Srini, you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah. See, see, based on our request that we made in a KSOS letter, which Dr. Biju handed over to the Transport Minister, Mr. Antony Raju. See, he actually forwarded it to the Transport Department. And even otherwise, they are telling that they were already in the process of having a system in which the doctor who certifies has to upload, or he has the he's given an opportunity to upload it. So only if it is uploaded, it'll, from the IP address or whatever, it'll be accepted. So we don't know what they are planning. The Transport Department is planning, but as that is happening, because once a system is out, it will be difficult to change it. So we should have our say in discussing, and we should actually discuss with the Transport Department. See the process, because it involves us, so we should have a say. So we should, KSOS should actually discuss with the Transport Minister or Transport Secretary the nitty-gritties of the uploading. So, Arup sir, any suggestions on that?
I think, Srini had a plan that we'll have a group, who will be continuously, training their guns on this till our goal is met. So, I mean, I think, people, Dr. Shashanamam sir, then Biju, Gopal, Srini, and if anybody else want to join this group.
Prashop,
yeah. So basically, it is going to be a very active group. It's not just a group, but a group which has to coalesce with the minister, with the lies with the minister and his department to push it through. So I think it should be okay. Anybody else would like to comment on this, on the group members? Anybody would like to join? Biju, it's okay with you?
Yes, it's okay.
Srini, in our earlier memorandum, we had objected to this Ayurvedic practitioners issue. Any idea what is happening to that?
You're not actually objected to the Ayurvedic practitioners. You to the optometrists being brought in, because we can't actually object to because they are.
I think what has come out is the people who have been trained in Shalakya Tantra are the people whom they say can actually license, right? Not the general Ayurvedics.
Actually, a lot of, I have seen some MD Ayurveda people from the
MD Ayurveda in Shalakya Tantra.
That is not mentioned there. It is just mentioned MD bracketly AY, who have issued certificates. But if there's nothing that we can do about it, we'll just leave it. I mean,
we can't do anything about it.
Yeah, so again, in that light, if we say registered medical practitioner, it will definitely include Ayurvedics, but it will exclude the huge number of optometrists.
Yeah. Yes. So those with MD Shalakya are very few, but you take the optometrist.
Exactly.
So we have to train them. So there's no point in fighting a war which we are not definitely
not. Actually, the optometry people may write a better certificate than the MD Ayurveda.
Yeah, that is fine. I mean, whatever. I mean, if we act
as an organization, we have to object to it, obviously.
Yes.
Any other matter?
Gopal, we had been talking about it, Dr. Nachias, would you like to say something about it?
Yeah. So this time's oration, Arup sir, we all had a discussion and finally thought that Dr. Nachiar from the Arvind group is the best person that we can give the oration to. So we are planning to invite Madam and physically going there and inviting if possible. Or, is that usually what is being followed? Usually,
that was the plan last year, but it did not materialize because of COVID.
No, so, usually is that the way we usually go and invite them personally, or do we?
No, not necessarily.
No, we just send a mail. We just send a mail and get there.
Just write a letter. That's it.
But Arup, how is she? Will she be able to come?
If she does not come, then it will be a web online lecture.
online in a physical meeting is
No, we'll
not-
find out. We'll find out. We'll request her for a physical lecture and see what her response is. And if she
better
says
to
that,
bet,
no,
better
she
to go for a
recently,
physical lecture.
went to Mumbai to collect some to give a this is that Santosh Anuvar's Center for Site Venture, no, I focus. So we have to find out. I have honestly speaking really no idea, but she attends to her work. I'm told she comes to the hospital on a daily basis and all that. And if that does not work out,
this thing Madurai Calicut flight?
So cute.
No flight.
No flight. Okay.
It's actually Madurai, Bangalore, Calicut.
Yeah.
What about Coimbatore Calicut?
No.
No,
flights.
Take a lot of
Calicut
time.
is better connected to the Gulf countries than
Chennai.
domestic.
Chennai, Calicut, there are flights,
Chennai there is. Chennai,
Either
Bangalore,
it is Madurai, Chennai, and then Calicut, or Madurai, Bangalore, and then Calicut.
Bangalore or Calicut. Yes.
But for a physical meeting, we should have a physical.
Even I feel it that it should.
So we will call her for a physical meeting. In case she says no, then we'll go for another option.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Any other matters? If
Vote
not,
of thanks.
Yeah. Thank you all very much. Thank you, the president, the vice president, all the senior members of the executive. Thank you very much. And this is over for today.